Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to do a solo playthrough of Mercs Recon Counter Threat. This is made by Recon Games, who also has made Myth. If you guys know Myth, same company. This is also a cooperative game for 2 to 5 players, but you can play solo. You just have to play all 5 of the Mercs on your own, which can be a little daunting, but it can be a lot of fun. There's not a ton out about this game, so it's part of the reason why I really wanted to do this playthrough. And the first thing I'm going to let you know is make sure to download, if you are going to go and purchase this game, download the 2.0 version of the rules. Much better, and it really helps. But I am going to say there's a lot of things that are not exactly covered in here, and there's a huge FAQ. I'm going to try and do everything right, but please do let me know if I do things wrong. I will for sure make notes. One of the fun parts about this game is the modular setup of the board. We're essentially going to be creating an office, and we're going to go and break into this office and try and complete a specific objective. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to set up the game, set up the office, and then in the videos after this, we'll jump into the playthrough. So let's start with setting up the board itself. So there you have it. This is our setup for our board this time. I actually pulled this off of BGG. Zachary Cook has some random generated buildings, and it's really cool because I'm terrible at trying to decide those myself. And so I did his last one down here. I used that to set up for this game. So thank you, Zachary. I hope it's okay I'm using that. But yeah, pretty cool. I do really like how every time you play this, you can set this up differently. Now, there are some rules. One, every room has to be one away from a hallway. So you should be able to get into any room by taking one space from a hallway. So that's why you can see the hallways connect all the different rooms, and all their doors are facing at least somewhere towards a hallway. The other thing is the 4 square tiles always have to be on the outside 4 corners of the board. There also has to be 2 stairs and then an entrance tile, whether it be the elevator, which R1 will be using the elevator, or if you flip this over, it's just the entrance room itself. You come in, walk right into the building. You can also see that on the outside of the frame, there's different tracks. We're going to be using every single one of those, so make sure you set those up the appropriate way as well. And you see these icons right here and here, those ones tell us whenever we have to do something that people can move one way or the other. They could do either horizontally or vertically. You roll a yellow die, and if you get a burst, you'd move them in this direction. If you get a blank, you move in this direction. So you got to make sure you match those as well. Then what you're going to want to do is scan the entire board, and you're going to look for icons that look like this. This means we have a starting red agent in that room. Okay, we don't know what it is, but there's a red agent there. I'm going to go through the whole board and find all of those spots that have one of these icons and place the appropriate colored token. There's going to be black, purple, and red. So you can see now here, we've got a purple and a red one here, a black one over here, a purple over here, another purple one here, a purple one here, some red ones, and a red one way down here. So those are all agents that right now we don't know what they are, but when we get into line of sight, we'll reveal a card from the event deck and it'll tell us what it is. Something I did forget to mention, you guys, when you set up the board, you got to make sure you have any of the appropriate rooms that are called for from your mission. Since the mission I'm doing doesn't ask for a specific tile, I didn't worry about that, but that's something that you'll want to make sure to check out. Our mission objective is going to be the icebreaker. The activation sequence is pre-programmed into the robot. Use it to reveal the access panel containing the Cyro chip data files. We have our first objective, locate and secure the robot arm. Now here, this tells us where our insert point is, the elevator. we have to mix up the robot arm objective with 3 other random objective markers and then randomly place the objective question marks into 4 named areas. There's a total of 6 objective markers. Here's the robot arm, so I'm going to take that out. Then I'm going to grab these and I'm going to shuffle these up and we're going to randomly grab 3 of them. So let's grab this one and this one and this one. And then we're going to take those 3 plus the robot arm and mess them all up so we don't know where they're going to be. Now this is where you can make the game easier or harder for yourself. You could pick the name locations that are close to where we're going to come in on the board. We're going to come in on the elevator, so if I put one here in the R&D, well, that's not too far away. But remember, the door's over here, so we will have to go around this corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some that are 1 or 2 that are close and then 1 or 2 that are far. So I think I'm going to put 1 over here in operations. I'm going to place 1 here over in security. I'm going to place 1 way over here in R&D. I'm going to place the final one over here in storage because I think that's awesome. Yeah, there's a data center. You'd be like, oh yeah, it's totally here. Nope, they threw it in storage trying to throw us off. Then you decide to pick out which of the corporations you want to play. We're going to play the GCC, and they come from one of the expansions. You'll grab the 5 mercs that are associated with them, and these are their player boards. Let's look at them quick, each one in detail. Here we have one of our first mercs, the Recorder. So this merc, what you can see, everybody has a personal ability. She gets to get +1 defense die for a defense roll. Okay. Every one of these has the same corporate ability. It's called Above the Law. GCC do not receive excessive force tokens. So I don't even have to worry about explaining that to you. There are no excessive force tokens. We'll have to worry about it all. If she interrogates an employee, it takes her 3 command points, CP, and she'll just roll 1 yellow die. Not great. She has a reserve action where it costs her 1 CP and she can put herself on a selective reserve, which means if something happens during the Op 4 or the opponent's phase, she can selectively decide if she wants to use this and attack them with 3 yellow dice. She has 1 weapon. It's a pistol. And I keep saying she. To me, it looks like a she, but it's actually a he. I don't know. I'm going to call her she. She's got a pistol here, a range of 1. It costs her 1 CP, and it's a focused attack. There's going to be focused and sweeping attacks. Sweeping attacks can actually do collateral damage. Focused attacks, you're focusing right on one person, and that's all you're going to hit. So she's rolling 3 yellow dice for that focus attack. She has a breach and clear ability, which I won't even get into until we do a breach and clear. But her kit is a camera drone. Her range, it has to come out in her same location. It takes her 3 CP, and you can place the drone in the same area and does not count towards the limit in specific areas. When you reveal this, when this reveals an agent, it reduces the level that agent comes out. So depending on the security level, if we're at security level 2, but that drone finds an agent, that agent comes out at a level 1 instead of a level 2, which is awesome. Down here is our health. Now, this is going to be the same for everybody with maybe some different numbers here depending upon their abilities, but this is going to be the same. This is your health. You're going to start with your blood token right here, and each round you'll regain 4 CP, command points. But if you get yourself below this line, then you're only going to refresh 3 CP, or right here, only 2 CP. And if you get blood down, well, that means someone needs to come and rescue you. And if you go down to here, you're killed in action. You're done. Here we have our command points. So we'll use this CP token to track our command points. And each round, depending on how many we use, we'll move these down. And then these little numbers underneath tells us where our priority will go at the end of the round, depending on how many action or command points we use that turn. We also have a limited amount of times before we can attack before we have to reload. So we can attack 3 times, and then we're going to have to take a reload action. Lastly, up here, this tells us what their priority is at the beginning of the game. So the Recorder has really low priority. So we'll place this at the level 1 of the priority track. And I'll show you that when we've looked at all of these. Lastly, just place this little eye token on your character sheet. If you decide to do a reserve action, you just cover this up, and that way it shows that you have used, or you've activated your reserve action. Oh, last thing. Here, this tells you how many defense dice you get to roll when you get attacked. Next, we have the Breacher. Okay, so the Breacher's personal ability is at the beginning of a B and C, Breach and Clear, gains 1 free additional attack of 2 yellow dice. Not bad. Same corporate ability. Interrogate costs 3 CP and gets to roll 3 yellow dice. His attack is the Cobrin. It's got a range of 2. Now you see this sweeping attack. You roll 4 yellow dice and 2 black dice. That black dice means collateral damage, and you'll see how that works. If he does a focused attack, it's 6 yellow dice. He also has a door drill, so you can use this for 1 CP. It's required for any sort of breach and clear, and it reduces, it's not required, but he can use it to reduce the CP cost for 2, and breach and clear requires 1 less merc. And that'll all make sense when we're playing. Same thing for blood and for his CP setup, and his priority is 2. Here is our chief. So our chief has a heroic ability, plus 1 red dice for attacks when this merc is the only GCC in the area. So he wants to be alone, he'll get better attacks. He's got his 2 reserve actions, a spray and pray, and a selective. So the spray and pray means no matter what, he's going to do it when the next thing that comes into his line of sight, that's an enemy, even if it's an employee, he's going to roll 5 dice. And only takes 1 CP. Selective, he doesn't have to attack. He can decide whether he wants to or not, but it takes more CP to activate it. And then he'd roll 3 yellow dice and 2 black. He only has 1 armor. He's got a machine pistol with a range of 1 area. He's got a sweeping attack and a focused attack. And he is really important at the beginning of the game because he has a scanner. He can reveal hidden objectives within a range of 1, which is totally awesome. His priority is 2. So he will be maybe one of the first ones to go. Then we got ourselves the demo. This guy's awesome. So he has reduced priority numbers. What that means is down here, these small numbers, they're reduced already for him. So for most people, they start gaining priority if they've used more than, they go down to this number 2 of having remaining CP left. He's still at 0. And if he doesn't do anything, he can get a -5 in priority. So that's his ability. He's got a semi-automatic. It shoots at a range of 3 with a sweeping and a focused attack, and he has frag grenades. Range 2 areas. He can throw this and do 2 black dice plus 3 auto collateral for anyone in that specific location. Here's his spray and pray, and he can do selective for a reserve action. And his interrogate is 3 CP, and he only rolls 2 yellow dice. So he's not great at interrogating employees. I'm going to make him red. The final merc, and my favorite, is the Tribunal. Okay, he's definitely going to go first. His priority is 3, but that's perfect. You want him to go first. He's a melee dude, okay? His personal ability is GCC in the same area as this merc can reroll 1 attack D8. And that includes him, so he'll be able to reroll 1 attack D8, which will be really nice. He's great at interrogating, because he looks freaky. He rolls 3 red dice and 1 yellow die. He only has a hammer. Now here's the thing about this hammer. It is a melee weapon. So although he's got his attack here that he's going to have to track, that's only if he gets a gun. So since he doesn't have a gun right now, doesn't matter. And this combat shield, it's additional armor. It provides +2 defense on a defense roll. So he normally gets to roll 3 dice. He'll be rolling a total of 5 dice. And I'm going to make him white. So here's the priority track. We have the Tribunal here at 3. So since he's the highest in the priority track, he is going to get this number 1 token to say he's going to be the first player to go, but he's also going to be the one that the Sec 4s aim for first if possible. Then we've got the Chief, the Breacher, and the Demo all at 2. So I'm going to have the Chief go second, the Breacher go third, and the Demo go fourth. And then last, the Recorder is going to go 5th. And each round now, their priority could change based on how many actions they do, and then we'll redo who gets to go first, and also who the Sec 4 are going to try and attack the first, if possible. It's a really cool mechanic. I like it. The only thing about the priority track is sometimes I forget to do it. So I forget to change the order, so I got to just remember that. We've now placed all 5 of our mercs here in the elevator. And just so you guys can see, this is the Recorder. This over here is the Tribunal. Yeah, he's my favorite. He even's got that shield. Oh, looks so freaking cool. Then you've got the Captain over here. You've got, I believe this is the Breacher. Yep, and here is the Demo. The last thing you want to do is get your event deck, your agent movement deck, and your reference cards all ready. So these two you'll just shuffle up. The reference cards you can just keep out. Depending on what shows up in your game, you're going to use them to determine, okay, how do they attack, how do they move. If you're playing just with the base game, which is what I'm doing right now, I'm not going to play with any of the expansion materials or the Kickstarter materials other than just the minis. So all I need is the security force 1, 2, 3, and 4, and some of the types of employees that we could find. But if you have the Kickstarter that you're using, you've got tons of other things that you can add into the game. I did almost forget. We need to place this exclamation marker here on the 0 space of the security track. But do know we're in level 1 security. This is level 2 security. This is level 3 security. And this is level 4. So when cards reference level, we're at a level 1, but we're at the 0 number within the security track. It's kind of weird, but it's just make sure that you understand there is a difference and it's important. Well, that's it. That's the setup. Hope you guys are excited. We're going to take our Mercs and try and find that robotic arm. Then we can move to objective 2, which is surviving. Let's see if we can do it. Thanks so much for watching.